So what I do, I'm a communication specialist for car health. That's a very broad title for what I actually do on a daily basis. I handle our print marketing. I handle all of our website updates, maintaining that. I actually worked on redoing our website. So I've kind of taken that from where we were when we first started, and I first started as an intern there, and advanced it and tried to make it into something that's a little bit more appealing. I handle our social media accounts, and I handle everything that has our logo on it that goes out to the mass public. So kind of a broad array of responsibility, but very much needed in a company's marketing workplace. I'm also the communications chair for the Triangle Alumni chapter. That means that I handle our Twitter account, our Facebook account. I started a newsletter there, so that goes out when we're having events. We don't really have a schedule for that, but we have it. So, just another touch point to market ourselves and tell about our events and everything like that. And then I do freelance consulting and writing. Some of my projects have been, kind of simple, like teaching real estate brokers how to use Pinterest. And they've also been web content writing, consulting on brand imaging, things like that. So a broad array of responsibilities there. I didn't go into college to come out an English major. So I went in with my heart set on being a biology major. That changed really, really quickly once I got into some biology classes and I started realizing that I loved lab, made A's in lab. But when it came to doing biology bookwork, horrible. I could not sit there and study, and so I kind of did a roundabout way of advancing to English. I decided, okay, well, I'm going to try another science major. Still, I just couldn't get the bookwork done. I really, I love the practicality of doing science and, experiments in chem lab, things like that, and just couldn't study for it. So that was my biggest issue. Writing has always been a strong point for me. I decided that I would choose an English major. My parents were like, okay, what are you going to do with that? So you're going to be a teacher. And I said, no, that's not what I want to do. Let me do some research for you. Let me find out what I can do and what each English major will offer me. And so that's kind of how I settled on professional writing and rhetoric, because I did my homework. I found out what other people in this major had done with their lives and their careers, and kind of convinced my parents that I was going to do something other than, sit at home after graduation. So hopefully all of you do something after graduation too. I'm sure you will. Coming from Elon, I'm sure you will. So then choosing to do marketing. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew that there were so many opportunities. Choosing PWR as my major, I didn't know which opportunity I wanted to take. And then with RPR, I took project and publication management, and I think it's now just publications, publication management now. So that course was doing a project for the library, and that was, presenting our project, but first doing all the research, having to work with a group of students to figure out the best method to get what our client, which was the library, to get their project completed. And I loved it. I realized that I had put so much work into that class that I, couldn't imagine doing something different. And so it was a lot about trying to sell our idea to the library and make sure that the library realized that, our project was the best one out of the bunch. So that's what got me started into marketing. And then I decided I needed an internship. So I began interning at Car Health senior spring semester. I still work there today, so that's good things about what I was doing as an intern. But I really think that what helped with getting an internship and in my career today is knowing how to write and how to convey a message to my audience and utilizing that for the benefit of the company. A lot of industries that you go into, you're going to have to communicate, and it could just be as simple as telling your boss a new idea for a project, and it could be having to stand up in front of a crowd of people and speak to them about what your organization or company does and get them convinced about what your message is. And that's everything that you're learning in professional writing and rhetoric, everything I learned, and things that I still implement today. So you really have to kind of follow the rhetorical strategies I have listed here, and you've got to find out who your audience is. Do some background research. What do they care about? What do they want to hear? What ways do they find out their information? And then you have to decide what your message is. Well, that's probably, the first part. You decide what your message is, then your audience, and you have to figure out the best way to bridge the gap between you and your audience. So for me, a lot of the times that is doing a lot of research on different diseases because I work in healthcare. I've got to figure out, okay, I'm not a science background, I don't know much about cancer. What do I do to talk to a cancer patient? What really gets them invested? What emotional pull can I use to make them realize that we're here to help them and our services are the ones they should choose? And then obviously you're doing persuasion and you want to inform them. So your end goal is to have someone take away a message that lets them know who you are, what you're doing, and why it benefits them, and convince them that it benefits them, so that your return on that is them choosing your company, using your product, signing a contract with you to, if you're going into law or something like this, can be implemented across everything. So rhetorical strategies are everywhere. You don't know that you're using them a lot of the time, but you are. And so this is something that, this is actually a cancer ad that was printed on the back of Touched by Cancer magazine. So something that I worked on to just kind of give information about the company, say what we do, and also to kind of pull on someone's emotion. If your family member is dealing with cancer, you want to know that someone's there working with you, and that's what we're trying to say with this. And it's just kind of saying, we've got this package, not really a package, but we've got this solution for your medication needs. We're here with you. So what to do as a student, and as those of you who are going into the working world very soon. If you have time, and even if you don't, you can do some of this outside of Elon. You can go to a local community college, use online resources to find out information. But take a business or communications class. I did not take any communications classes. I kind of felt when I realized what I wanted to do that I might be at a little bit of a disadvantage. I didn't have any background in design. I didn't know really what I was doing with marketing. I kind of had an idea of, okay, I can get a message across, but I don't know the industry terminology. I don't know what it is that these people in marketing want from someone that they want to hire. So I had an internship, and I learned a lot. I learned how to market. I learned industry terms. I sit there and spew them with the rest of the marketing industry like it's nobody's business. And a lot of people, if you go into a room full of marketers, you won't understand what they're talking about. So learn industry terms, number one. Learn design. If you want to go into marketing, you need to know how to be a well-rounded marketer, and design is a major component of that. It's something that you use even if it's just, okay, hey, I can make that quick text edit in the design program. Let me handle that for you. Something that I don't do, we kind of contract to graphic designers right now, and so I don't have to do design, but something that I feel strongly about learning, I'm working on learning, and you can learn online through lynda.com, any other resource out there you can find. You can teach yourself most of the ins and outs with it, and you can take a class at a community college. So that's lots to do with design. Public speaking classes. I go to networking events a lot. I'm out there at events for my company a lot. And I hate being in front of a crowd. So I really wish I had taken a public speaking class. I wish that I kind of had that comfortable in my skin, know how to present myself without stumbling over words, and just know how to speak at a level that my audience can hear me in the back. But I didn't take that. So if you have a chance, take a public speaking class. You're going to be speaking all the time. It could be to your boss, it could be to a group of people. You just need to know how to feel comfortable speaking. And networking is a huge thing when searching for a job or an internship. So it helps to network and know how to speak when you're networking. Utilize faculty, utilize your alumni connections. I found my job on the Elon Career Network. Well, it was an internship then, but found it on the Elon Career Network. So their job board is amazing. An alumni who worked at my company had posted it there. So your alumni are really out there looking to help you. They want to be involved because they know exactly what it was like to be in your shoes searching for something. I know what it was like. It wasn't that long ago. It's invaluable to use connections. And then practice your little elevator speech about what rhetoric is. You cannot go into a business and say, I was a PWR major, or I took PWR courses. People do not know that PWR stands for Professional Writing and Rhetoric. Most people will not know what rhetoric is. They're going to sit there with a blank stare, and you're going to have to explain it to them. So practice what you're going to tell someone in an interview, phone conversation, elevator speech, something that's very short and you can get out in about 2 or 3 sentences, but gives them an idea of what you know and how you can use that for their business. So the biggest thing that you will do in your job search, internship search, life will be to make brand you. So the most important part about marketing is marketing yourself. You're not ever going to have any other role that's going to take more time or be as painful as trying to figure out who you are, what you want to do with your life, and how to get out there and do it. So market yourself first and foremost. LinkedIn is a great resource. Elon recently revamped their LinkedIn. We have an alumni LinkedIn segment of Elon's LinkedIn page. So go on there, connect with people. If you know them, I wouldn't suggest adding every single friend that you have in college. I have a few people who are friends from college, but mainly I have business contacts on my LinkedIn. It's professional networking, it's not Facebook. Use it for networking. Build a portfolio. I had to take a portfolio class. I really detested some of the work we had to do in it, and now I regret complaining so much because I have revamped my portfolio countless times. I have it revamped, 2 weeks ago, worked on revamping it. So build a portfolio. If you do an internship, make sure you keep documents for your portfolio. If you have a job, make sure you're always keeping documents for your portfolio. Even if you just print them out, have them in a folder at home, that's what I have. And you may never use those documents because you might in your career find that you've done something better, but at least you have an example. If you ever needed to go back to it and you're no longer at the company, you lost your email that had it from school, it's lost forever, and you're always going to wish that you had kept it. So build it now. Industry relationships are really important. Even if you just ask someone for an informational interview, you need to build a connection with someone for them to help you. So, if you get a job or want to get a job at a company where there's an Elon grad working, that Elon grad may see your information and they may say, oh great, they went to Elon, but if you don't reach out to them, they're not going to advocate for you. And same with any person in any industry. If you know them, you build a relationship, you tell them what your objective is, your goals are, why you want to work for a company, they'll be on the lookout for you for openings. They'll be on the lookout for you if your name runs across their desk or their boss's desk for a position, and they will advocate for you. I've personally had it happen. It's great because you never know who you might meet that someone might know, and you've got a connection. You've built some sort of relationship with another person because of that small connection. It may just be that you're both in the same group of the American Marketing Association, something like that. Network. So network for everything. Network at everything. Build relationships wherever you can with professors, with fellow students, with people who are at your current internships, future internships, and workplaces. You never know what might come in handy. Join networks too. So I'm a part of the American Marketing Association. I've met so many people through that group. They have big meetings which kind of help me stay up to date on the industry. They have small breakout sessions that help me stay up to date on social media, that help me stay up to date on healthcare marketing. It's great. It's a great resource, and it helps you look like you care about what you do. There's a group out there for everything. If you wanted to be a designer, there's design groups out there. And the good thing about the big groups, most of them are in every city. So there's one in Raleigh. That's the one I'm a member of. I believe there are some at Elon that you could join now. Carry that membership throughout your time at college. Carry that membership onward at a discounted price after college. So look into those. Customize when you're applying for a job. Customize your resume, your cover letter, and depending on how you want to do it, if you're looking at an industry, customize your LinkedIn profile. If you're looking at just a specific company, I would maybe just stick to your resume and cover letter, not your profile on LinkedIn. But make sure that you don't copy and paste the same text for every single job you apply for, and just change the date and change the company name. I've had that happen to me. I've had people call me Mr. I've had people put the wrong company name on their applications for internships, and it's immediately in the no pile, because if you're not paying attention to what you're writing, it shows that you don't care. No one's going to look at you a second time when you do something like that. So set up everything that you have. Set up your LinkedIn profile to be an expansion of your resume. Use your cover letter to showcase your experience, and just market yourself, market the brand that you are for what you want to do. So searching for a job kind of goes with the last slide. Utilize your connections. Proofread. Always have someone else proofread it, and then have someone else after them proofread it, because there will be something that you've written this letter 5 times and you know it by heart, but somebody else is going to catch a mistake, and you might never know it if you just had one person look at it and sent it on. Make sure, no matter what experience you have, that you're saying what you offer to a company. So if it's just classroom experience, it can align with what a company wants. And there's something that I did with my senior seminar project, which my senior seminar project was all about finding a job, breaking into the world of PR, public relations, and marketing. And I found in my research that you can make a them-me chart, so kind of like a T chart, where you put down what the job requirements are, the bullet points that they list, and you write down, okay, well, they want someone who's had experience with writing. Well, my major was writing, so in the classroom I had experience doing X, Y, and Z projects. So just make a list and make sure that you're not just copying over their bullet points. into what you're saying in your cover letter or resume, but expand upon it. Tell them exactly what you've done that fits what they need, and tell them why it fits. And make sure that you follow up. It didn't used to be customary for someone to follow up if they were rejected. I've recently followed up with someone when I was rejected for a job, and great feedback. Really highlighted what I needed to concentrate on, something that I didn't even think to talk about in my interview. So definitely follow up with someone. Follow up if you haven't heard back from them. Follow up if you do hear something along the lines of, okay, thank you, we're looking elsewhere. Make sure that you keep that, because the person that you've been speaking with is a connection, no matter what. Their connection down the road, if they move into a different position and you happen to apply for a position at their company, always, always make connections, build upon that.